show those of you who are not sure what it looks like. So I was hoping it was going to land. Very distinctive eagle, resident all year round. There we go. This one here. You can see that white, bright white breast and the chestnut. The African fish eagle. I'll have to do some magic. Thanks, Mum. This would be a perfect place for a leopard to chill out. Look at Jackberry. You never know, a leopard might be sitting there. And then I think we'll go over Gallery Dam Walk, see if we can have a look at the crocodile. Actually, I'm wondering, maybe we should head towards Buffelswick Dam first, have a look around there and then head back here a little bit later, just in case we get some movement from the leopards. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's do that instead. Great to hear from you, Laurie. Oh, sorry, little Franklins. And I think you're saying you managed to get shots for malaria rather than having to take tablets when you went to South America. I've not heard of being able to get shots, actually. Okay. Quite interesting. I've only ever heard of the tablets. And so there are areas in South Africa that are also malaria-free. Northern parts of Kruger. Yeah, there is actually, I'm just thinking that. Most of South Africa is malaria-free. Old Reserve up in the north, Madikwe, Pilanesberg, Cape Town, all in the west, much more drier, more arid areas. Oh yeah, and KZN as well. Oh, Mr. KZN is also, I think, some stage we'll get to see the hyenas again. I haven't seen the hyenas for ages. Floppy ear, I wonder how the cubs are doing. Taking hyena road north, like that. I'm still getting cobwebs on me. What is that? Which side? Which side? You go? Up? Or mad? Man, you're too funny. Thanks, Owen. I should have twigged, but I couldn't see anything on my shoulder. I am still getting cobwebs all over me. Ooh, big spider. Actually, there's a couple of spiders there. I can see there's some tiny little pectoparasites, little dewdrop spiders, and they are almost the size of a pinhead, probably just a little bit bigger than a pinhead. Oh, yeah. Just got to move back a little bit. Now these tiny little spiders, which you're probably not going to be able to see, live on the web and try and avoid the host. And move along the web. Oh, can you see one? Oh, awesome. Yeah, actually, it's just to the right of the golden orb spider, banded-legged golden orb web spider. And the collectoparasite is just to the right, the little dewdrop. It's got a tiny little abdomen that's silver in colour. And they live on the web and try and avoid detection. And they steal any prey that she may catch. And her supporting parts of the web are stretching from the tall dead leadwood to our left onto, looks like a ankle thorn to our right. Incredibly strong, these webs from the golden orb web spider. If you take the same thickness as steel, it's 20 times stronger. Absolutely amazing what nature can come up with. Although this one doesn't have the golden tint to it like the other golden orbs. And quite chuffed that we managed to see a klepto parasite, the dewdrop spider. Don't often get a chance to see them. And also the males live as parasites on the female's web, and again try and avoid detection until the time it comes to mate. And they will also try and come in, they're tiny compared. If you think about the body of the golden all being this size, the male is probably about this sort of size, so they're tiny in comparison. And apparently, I was told the other day that they strum the web, and if they strum it in the wrong way, she thinks it's dinner. And she'll go and attack him and eat him if he doesn't strum it in the right way. Which is quite amazing, I've not heard that before. Do that again. So a bit of a mouthful, banded-legged, golden orb web spider. All these spiders have decided to build their webs much higher. Cars have now started using this road again since it's stopped having so much rain on it. I remember the first day we drove this after the rains, there was spider webs all across the road. Eye level. Now they're all much higher, and I wonder if that's a coincidence or not. Sorry, lady. You might be able to squeeze underneath. And another one. Okay, I spoke too soon. That one's gonna survive, yeah. these look like the perfect mud wallows for rhinos. No such luck. Or even elephants. Or warthogs. Or hippos. But not today. Heard the ghost bird. Grey-headed bushwright. Can't hold the notes long. My whistle's too dry. Question for you all this afternoon. If anybody would like to send through any strange fact that you know. Strange facts. Any strange facts about animals? I'll tell you what made me think of it. Again, this is going to show you how my brain works. Going past the mud wallows and thinking of animals are like useless role models. And I was thinking to myself about the time we saw some Duggar boys there. And I remember someone sending through a question about mozzarella cheese. And it was on this stretch of road here. And that was actually quite a strange fact for me. I've never heard, until that time, that buffalo milk, Asian buffalo milk, goes on to produce mozzarella cheese. I never knew that. And I was asked, is it African buffalo, that milk is from? And then we found out it was actually Asian buffalo. So if anybody has some interesting and wonderful facts about animals, African animals, if you can, I'd love to hear from you this afternoon. Maybe even search on Wikipedia if you don't have any. Maybe there's an interesting facts website. Do you have one then? Or like the golden orbug spider, the silk being 20 times stronger than steel at the same thickness. All looks quiet at the Fussuk Dam. It's great to see it so full though. It's great. No cats sleeping. Not by the looks of it. do, it'd be great to hear some. Send it through to control@safari.tv. Doesn't have to be about anything that we've seen today. If it can be about African animals, that's great. Otherwise, any animals in general. Or plants. I've got a picture to put up on Facebook of the carrion flower outside my room, which smells of rotten meat and attracts the insects. Beautiful flower though. Put that up on Facebook. Vicky in Florida, great one. The ostrich brain is smaller than its eye. That apparently is very true. And actually, I've met a very intelligent ostrich. She's the most intelligent ostrich I've ever met, and I caught her trying to have a dust bath on tiles. This goes to show how intelligent they are. But she was very intelligent that time. But it is very true, apparently. Ostrich brains smaller than their eyes. It's also very true that they'll eat anything. Like a magpie in that sense, anything shiny they peck at. Just in case you didn't hear it, I've been saying that he went to a golf course once and his dad hit a golf ball into the rough. They couldn't find it, they looked for it. And then they found an ostrich, the same size lump in his throat as the golf ball. But it's very true that we swallow strange things. Actually one of the few animals that I have seen that don't seem to learn. They don't get habituated very easily to things sometimes. But how true that is, I don't know. Just from my experience, they don't seem to really understand the whole concept. Very interesting birds. Of a honey badger. Gotta learn to put that thing down. I can flick through and find the honey badger, which is there. And the honey badger is one of the most dangerous animals in the bush, and yet it's actually not that tall. Let's hear it stands about 30 centimeters. That's probably about right. But this is the honey badger here, and it has this silver all down its back, exactly like that of a cheetah cub. And it's thought that the cheetah cub has a silver mane to look a bit like a honey badger. And maybe if predators see it, may think that it's a honey badger. How true that is, I don't know, but that's the theory behind it. Nice one, Penny. And nice one, Ruth. Ruth in the UK. Hi to you too. And saying that tigers are lions' closest relative, and without their coats, only experts can tell them apart. And that's very true. And I did actually miss, I think there's a documentary, and still need to watch that one actually, at how close lions and tigers are in body structure. And technically, to look at them, they do look very similar. And the skull, one of the slight differences between the skull is the nasal bones. And I forget it now, it's been a few years since I've looked at it, but on one of them, either the lion or the tiger, the nasal bones are all exactly the same length, and in the other, the inner nasal bones are slightly longer than the outer nasal bones, and that's the only difference between the skulls. But other than that, everything else is pretty similar. So nice one, thanks Ruth. Great to hear from you, Charlie the Tuna. It's been a while. Welcome on board this afternoon. And giving us some comedian facts. The length of its tongue is the same length as its body. And then I think. It's extremely long with that sticky part on the end. And also saying that the eyes can focus on two separate things. And that is very true. You can have one eye looking in one direction and the other eye even looking backwards. They focus separately. Very, very true. Thanks for that one, Charlie. Charlie the Tuna. Elephants eating marula fruits here. I wonder if it's our friend from this morning. Yeah, I've gone off that side. Hi Dave, from Worcestershire. Welcome on board this afternoon. And saying the fact of a duck's quack cannot echo, and no one's too sure why. I remember reading something about that the other day and I've forgotten what it was actually saying. So that probably doesn't help much. But it's funny, I'm trying to think. And we used to go to the canal and there was all the ducks and there's all those low bridges. If I can remember hearing a duck quacking and it echoing. So that one I'm still not sure if it's true or if it's a myth. But I wonder if there is a quality, maybe it's the frequency, tone of its voice. Loses the ability to be able to echo. But I have heard that one before, Dave. As I say, when I did read something about it, I remember thinking about those ducks on the canal and all those bridges. That one I'm going to stand on the fence with, I think. But thanks for sending it through though. I have to try and dig out where it was. I think it was something on the internet that I read, or an article. grey go away bird telling us to go away. Funny, this morning when in Boone I was busy with the little monkey and all the monkeys were calling. There was a couple of grey go away birds that came in, but they didn't call. Very interesting. Number Road might throw something up. It's been a while since I've driven down this road actually. I got your fact there. It's when a male hyena calls, he doesn't necessarily get a response. But when a female hyena calls, she will be responded to immediately. And I believe that is also true. Quite interesting with the hyena calls. There was some research done a little while ago about the tone and the pitch of the call of the hyena, and it's believed that they will actually equate to the rank of the hyena. So even hyenas who may be new to the area, or if they do interact with other hyenas, they immediately know the higher ranking hyenas. Which is quite interesting. Okay, we're back to the drainage line where we first saw the track of leopards. The sun is starting to set. It's starting to cool down a little bit, so we may have some movement. I'm thinking, I've looked on both sides of the drainage line. I'm not seeing any tracks in there, so it could even be in a tree or just in the bushes here. It could have just gone straight through. We've covered pretty much every possibility at the moment of where this leopard may have gone to, apart from Gowrie Dam. So that might be our next port of call. What do you reckon, Herman? Give it a go. It's still pretty wet this side. Maybe if we keep going. Sorry? Dried out quite a bit. And no leopard. Worth a try though. Okay, so let's head west and to Gowrie. Gowrie down. So thanks, Vicky. Vicky in New Mexico. And quite an interesting one. More people are scared of spiders than they are of death. And it's because people are more think they're more likely to get bitten by a venomous spider, but in actual fact, you're more likely to get killed by a champagne cork than a venomous spider. And that one I will actually stand by as well, Vicky. Definitely. There's 5 venomous spiders here in South Africa, one of which they're not really sure how medically important it is, six-eyed sand spider. But the violin and the stag spider, you're probably more likely to come into contact than the other two, the brown and the black button spider, which is related to the black widow in the USA and the redback in Australia. The stag spider lives in a little silk sack and goes around hunting. There's some leopard tracks here over vehicle tracks. So the question is it over our vehicle tracks from this afternoon? Oops. Doesn't look like it. And the violin spider also goes hunting at night. In the 5 years I've been in the country, I've only seen one of each species actually. Goes to show how often you find them. So, I wonder if I did a bit of a U-turn. Let's go to Gowrie Dam while there's still some sun. Maybe we'll have a look with the crocodile and then head out onto quarantine area, maybe go to Impala Plains. See if we have any luck with Karula in that area. I think we're going to go for a record and try and drive every road this afternoon. So keep sending your strange facts through. Great to hear of them. Thanks, Christy. Quite a few there. Wow. Wonderful to have them. Welcome on board this afternoon, Christy. So you're saying 4 out of the 5 fastest land mammals live in Africa. The cheetah, the lion, the hartebeest, and the Thompson's gazelle. And I suppose the pronghorn would probably be the fifth one. The fastest land mammal being the cheetah, about 100 kilometers an hour. Some have even been clocked at 120. Lion reaches about 80 kilometers an hour. Thompson's gazelle is slightly faster than the hartebeest or the tophi. The hartebeest is different species of hartebeest. The tophi or sesame is a type of hartebeest, and that reaches about just under 70 kilometers an hour, and I think the Thompson's gazelle is just about 70 kilometers an hour. And the pronghorn, which is neither a deer or an antelope, it's a mixture of both, and that reaches about 90 kilometers an hour. And that lives over in the US. And you're also saying that the giraffe, when it's first born, is about 6 feet, which is roughly about 2 meters. So I think that would probably make it the tallest land mammal at birth. And interestingly enough, they're the only ruminants to have the horns when they're first born. And I think there was another one. Elephants. They can drink up to 150 liters of water in one go. It's quite a lot of water. If an elephant is actually not feeling well, if it's got a problem, apparently they can even take in about 400 liters of water. But that's, especially in captivity, if the keepers see the elephants are drinking that much, that does mean that there's something medically wrong, something major. But an average elephant, normal elephant, very right, Christy, an average size elephant, around 150 liters it's believed that they can drink in one go. Oh, the smallest thing. There's another one. I was just thinking that. And what I didn't know, South Africa has the smallest winged butterfly. Butterfly. And that is the dark blue butterfly. Oh, dwarf. Dwarf. My word. I think we've been on something today. Dwarf blue butterfly.
Okay, so now I'm on the boundary where my name is rising like John Saunders down. Did you check on the other after my did check, I think where
you guys seen something? Maybe he's seen the crocodile. Oh, you know what? I think he's seeing the hippo. Whoops. did see a hippo pop his head out. Thought that the impala was seeing something. Actually, I should have moved on a little bit. I was wanting to see that open area. Actually, this little male in front of us does look a little bit skittish. He keeps looking up. See the oxpeckers on his back there. See, his ears are forward, but I think he's more just checking it out rather than he's actually seeing something. Yeah, there's another impala down here, and I don't think she'd be down there if there was something untoward. It all looks still. I don't see a sign of a crocodile. Let's go and have a look at the wildebeest. Let's see if we can make it down towards Impala Plain. I think there was a fact coming through about crocodiles. Ah! Do you remember who it was from? Gale! I think it was Gale. Hi Gale, if it was you, I think it was you. Good afternoon to you. And you're saying... Aha, thank you. You're saying that a crocodile swallows stones to help it to dive deeper. And that one I haven't heard. I have heard them eating stones to help with the digestion, just like some birds do. And actually, ostrich also eat stones to help with the digestion. of the food. Maybe it's a combination of both. A nice one, Gail. I like that one. Are you seeing an... I think you're seeing another one. Are you seeing something? You're just looking. No, you're just looking. And the wildebeest. See if we can have a quick count of the babies before we head a little bit further west. If we're going to be able to see them too nicely. I was hoping they were going to make their way out into the sun. Which would be nice. My nose in here, maybe we'll be able to see them. Not too well. But I hear Graham's quad bike, so maybe the baboons are around. There's 5 subspecies of blue wildebeest. And the most famous one would be the white-bearded wildebeest. It partakes in the Great Migration in Kenya and Tanzania. She should really say 5 subspecies of blue wildebeest. Well, let's see if we can continue on. Maybe we'll be able to catch up with the baboons this afternoon. I could see at least 4 babies. Hopefully they've avoided the lions when they were here. Hadida ibis saying the name. Hadida! Hadida! Another sun setting, another African day. And it has been extremely hot today, so maybe the leopards are waiting before it really starts to cool down properly, before they move around. Same for the other animals actually.
Somebody shot. Station with England on board had access to my response. Stations, I'm actually on board tele access. I've got the Ingwe lock. We've got leopard, everybody. And I'm gonna have to, I think this car's going to... Stations, you're breaking up. I'm on Voyatella. He's fambering east from Albury's Road. I think he's going to come out onto the road again. I'm going to just try and get as close as I can and pull off so I don't scare him off the road. So the white car's probably getting a little bit too close.
stand side here. It's still there, it's still off, but I'm going to just try and see if I can make some space for him so he can walk past us. Here we go. Standing by. And I think I know who this is. I wonder if you guys will be able to see him. It looks like he's going to walk this way. Hello, beautiful boy. See if he's back with an ID first. It's been a long time since we've seen you, mister. If I get an opportunity, I'm going to go ahead of him again. If you're not too sure who it is, I'll put you out of your misery soon. But I wonder if anybody has been able to ID him. Got your eye on something. I wonder if he has. See if we can creep a little bit closer. Don't want to lose him through this thick bush. He's on the scent of something. He's got his nose to the ground. not sure if anyone's come back with the ID, but this is Mishu. And it's funny how we see one brother and then the other one pops up. It's quite amazing. I've got your visual. Stations list Ingwe, Svanberg south from Voyatel access now. Yeah, how's it, Andrew? Good, thanks. Are you gonna keep going? Yeah? Or is he still there? Can you take control of the log because I'm not getting a good reception? Thank you.
Long time for too long.
Did you see where it went? Oh, it went straight. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it was this side. Okay, I'll go a bit further around. No. Can you see him? I'm glad you can. Oh, there he is. Andrew, I've got visual again. Yeah, it's going to be coming out just in front of us here. Certainly looks like he's on the trail of something. We might be better off trying to go around that side. Okay, I mean, you might need to duck for this one. I'm gonna see if I can scout around this side. Andrew, if you could see me, it's gone just parallel to me, still heading south. Don't think that's gonna happen either. Try and cut in here if I can. I keep headbutting these cobwebs. Okay. It's quite open there, so we should have a chance to see him coming out again here, hopefully. Yeah, he was moving. He certainly seems to be on the trail of something. I think he's got the scent of something. I wonder whether it's his mother with a kill. There he is, in front of us. He's going to come out into the bush again. There he goes. It's coming more that way again. Andrew, I've got visual again. If you can see my mother. Yeah. Hopefully. Well, let's see if we can go back. Still looks quite deep there. If you're able to keep an eye on him. It's always exciting going off-road into the bush. But we only do this. There he is. For special animals like the leopards. Oops, sorry, no. It's getting quite thick here. There he is. What can you smell him? Issue. We might be better off going around again. I think he's heading towards quarantine area. Sorry? Wow, that was quite a big spider. Okay. I think they're saying they can see him. Andrew confirms you have visual. Oh, he's just here, he's coming out. There he is. Yeah, it looks like he's making his way towards the quarantine area. So we might, if we can keep up with him, we might be lucky enough to see him coming out onto the road again. But all we're going to do for now is try and keep up with him. Because he may change direction. Yeah, there is the road there. I did think there was that. Oh, he's crossed already. Okay. Can you see through there or not really? Sorry? Yeah. Albert. I was just saying actually, we've seen Induna a lot more than Misha, his brother. And yet Misha used to be the one that we used to see a lot more. Come on, boy, come and say hello to us. You're a beautiful boy. Pokey Franklin calling there. Two stations interested. Okay, we'll give them station. Are they on the way? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, if you can, I can't hear them. I'm going to try and stay with him as long as possible. Apparently, there are a couple of other vehicles interested. But we're going to try and stay with him as long as we can. So it is getting much cooler. I wonder if we can maybe cut around and see if we can get ahead of him slightly. So we can try and get another view of his face. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay, we are going to have to pull out. I'll pull out. Tex, and I'll pull out so you can get a visual. if you guys can let me know when there's space again, I'd appreciate it.
Thanks, I will do.
Okay, so I was trying to stay with him as long as possible, but there are a couple of other vehicles, as I just said, and the other vehicles approaching to that area now. So what I'm going to do is let them have a look, and especially with the light fading, it's always nice to see the leopards during the daylight, so seeing as everyone is fairly close, it would be nice to let them have a look at him. We've had a couple of really nice views of him now, and hopefully once one of them leaves we might be able to go back and view him again. So for now, we'll stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get back with the leopard very shortly. Keep your fingers crossed. But we'll keep you updated and let you know what's going on. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for all the questions and all those interesting facts that you sent through. And it has been a wonderful drive this afternoon. Quite peaceful, and we've seen a few things along the way, but definitely Mishu and having Induna, his brother, this morning really is quite something. I'm really pleased we were able to catch up with him as well as his brother today. But as I say, stay tuned and hopefully we'll be back with him. Bye for now. Take care. Hi folks, just to let you know what's going on. We did just manage to get into the sighting again, but we are losing the light quite rapidly. And he was keeping an eye on the wildebeest in front of us, just as we got here, but he has now moved into the bush. So we're not going to follow him anymore, we're going to leave him to it, and maybe he'll have some success a bit later on tonight. But we've had a really nice view of him, and it was fantastic to see. He was so relaxed with us still, even though we haven't seen him for a little while, and he was walking past the vehicle. So it really was so nice to see him so relaxed and willing to come up to us. So I hope you're having enjoyed Yushu and Induna today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Wild Earth, and we'll see you again tomorrow for our next live safari. Take care everybody.